Anyways, okay, I need to move on. We need to talk about a series that makes sense. So, Bradley, why don't you tell me about Kingdom Hearts and your journey replaying it?
Yeah, so woke up one morning. I don't know what was in the air, but I was like, it's been too long since I replayed Kingdom Hearts,
It's
and
time.
man, it was a great decision. I played through Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, which I think this was my first time actually doing Final
Oh,
Mix.
nice. It's much better.
Yeah, I remember. I think last time I was complaining to you about the recolors. I think I only hate the recolors for like the heartless bosses. The actual heartless enemies, for the most part, look better. I think.
But those didn't get recolored, I thought.
Some of them did, like the
Huh.
Halloween Town enemies, like those little ghost wraith things. Originally, they just had like skull-colored heads, but now they have like orange pumpkin-colored
No
heads.
shit.
So it's pretty cool.
I like some of the boss recolors. I don't like the Wonderland one.
That one's a little.
But
It's
I
out
like the
there.
parasite cage. I like the armor. I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
So
Also, I think the super boss ghost is white now. I think it used to be
yes, yeah, they
That's
gave him like a
cool.
white cloak. So
Yeah.
that caught me off guard.
black. Did you fight
Man,
Xemnas?
so I haven't fought him yet. I played through the
Pussy.
game on Proud. I got the Ultima weapon, which I had never done before. My brother complained about getting it growing up, and I see why. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
I probably spent 2 full days not even progressing in the game. I spent like 2 days just getting synthesis
But do you
ingredients.
agree that that sucks, but is also kind of like peaceful in a way? That's how I felt getting like
That's the thing.
I got the
Like
platinum trophy for this game, and like it was kind of like a vibe. I don't know. I hated it, but I loved it. I don't know.
that's the thing. Like for example, like the first time I ever had to fight the pot scorpion to get this one stone, I was like, Jesus Christ, this shit is so convoluted. And then like after doing it enough times and running back between a million worlds to get ingredients, I was like, you know what? I'm in Agrabah. I'll pop by the pot scorpion for some fun before I leave. Like,
Mhm.
I
It,
don't
it,
know.
it makes you engage with all the little weird stuff they added to the game that you will miss on like if you just mainline it. Because like doing the synthesis, you almost have the platinum. You might as well go for it. I think if I remember correctly, that was
Oh
a
yeah.
big part of it. And it's like it just makes you interact with all the little mechanics, which Kingdom Hearts 2 also is really good at that. If you try to get the
That's
ultimate.
the thing. There's so much shit that Kingdom Hearts 1 is way bigger than I thought it was. There's a bunch of stuff I had missed all the other times I played it.
Like going to Merlin's to do that stupid magic mini game. Like why is that there?
Yeah.
But it is.
Like in I don't know. There's just a bunch of stuff like that that I missed out on, and it's not just because I'm playing the final mix version this time. It's because genuinely I wouldn't even know that stuff is there. Like one of the necessary synthesis materials comes from these giant shadow heartless that are in Wonderland, and I had never even fucking seen those
Oh
enemies
my
before.
god, exploring Wonderland to get all the chests made me realize that people explore 30% of Wonderland when they play it the first time.
Dude, that was blowing my mind. After getting out of Wonderland, I was like, I don't know how I've ever played this game without a guide before.
That place is insane, and once you go in to get like Lady Luck Keyblade, some of those synthesis materials, like the room with the weird faucet or the room with the candles and the giant heartless, I don't even know. It's crazy. That place is crazy.
Yeah, but like there were some treasure chests that if I was the dev placing that chest down, I would have just accepted in my heart that no one would ever find it. But people did.
But I fucking found it.
Gotta
So
believe.
that's the thing. Proud mode, I've beaten everything except for the unknown boss, who we know who it is. And then
I wonder who it
also
is.
I wonder who it is. And also Sephiroth. I tried fighting Sephiroth a few times, and I need to do some
My
research
tip
on that
with
one.
my tip with Sephiroth is Strike Raid. Strike Raid is really good against him.
Because you're invincible during that.
The entire
right?
Strike Raid. So if he does the big flame pillars, if he does a lot of stuff, if he overwhelms you at any point, you can Strike Raid him.
Man, and that's the other thing. I had mentioned this to you. Playing through this game again on Proud mode, even though Proud mode isn't nearly the critical mode that would come in other titles.
It's
Like
tough still.
even playing on Proud mode, I got a lot of appreciation for abilities that I had never really noticed much before. like Leaf Bracer,
Ugh.
which just makes it so you cannot get interrupted while you're casting Cure on yourself.
No, it gives you
It-
iframes while casting Cure, if I
That's
remember
the
correctly.
thing. It's insane. Like,
And because that game is the only game in the series where Cure is like a very cheap resource, you can just spam that.
yeah, in in previous playthroughs, it probably would have been an ability that I didn't even read. I would just equip it just because, hey, it's a new ability. But it actually made a huge difference. Like, there was a boss fight I straight up couldn't beat, and then I reread Leaf Bracer, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, the one attack I haven't been able to dodge, I can just iframe through the whole attack.
Get fucked. What?
So-
How do you think the gameplay and the story held up? And like, what were the hardest points for you?
Oh, gameplay is still so fucking fun. I knew Clayton was gonna be hard.
God damn, Clayton.
He was so fucking hard.
How was Ursula? Because holy shit, I can't believe I beat that as a child.
Dude, so I was able to beat it, but it was because I read like a boss guide before I went into it. So it was like stock up all of your characters' inventories with ethers, just cast the spell repeatedly. And
That's
I was like, okay.
Well, I meant Giant Ursula. Small
Oh.
Ursula is annoying. Giant Ursula rains lightning so often.
Yeah.
Dude, so that's the thing, is I wanted to get the Ultima weapon as soon in the story as I possibly can,
Oh
which like
my god.
yeah, as soon in the story as you possibly can is still like 95% of the way through the story.
Mhm.
But that's the thing. By the time I got to a lot of these Disney bosses, I was actually very powerful. Like, I would already have almost every accessory I could possibly
You
craft.
grind
So,
it, it's too late.
so
yeah.
like,
It's over.
I'm going into Ursula's battle with like 60% lightning damage reduction. So it wasn't
Not
as
too
bad.
bad.
I mean, she still did take me like a half.
my new gameplay appreciation most recently, and I don't know if I'll ever play this game again because I did such a thorough playthrough. But gravity spells, oh my god, they're so good.
Woo! God
Yeah.
damn.
I started using gravity at the end of my playthrough when I played it.
Because
Hell
it's
yeah.
like if you're not
Exactly.
too high leveled, it's like the enemies get pretty tanky, and gravity will make those fights so much faster, and it stuns
Yeah.
them for a little bit. So
Oh yeah,
I-
it's insane.
I think so. I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. I think the majority of my playtime was me fighting Ursula, like combined with those two.
Dude.
Like,
I don't believe this.
and no, it was because like I definitely like
Just
because
give
I was-
Donald and Goofy potions, you'll be fine.
I don't know what it was, but I think I was out of money and I was really like just doing like a no grind kind of a thing where like I just wasn't doing anything basically.
As you do.
Yeah, and I just got stuck. And then like what's also annoying is that when you're getting to Ursula is a pain in the ass too if you die
yeah.
immediately.
You have to
you
grab
have to
the
go through
dolphin. No, at that point you have the kickflip, don't you? Or do
I
you have
think
to grab the
so.
dolphin?
You have to like hit an angle of a wall to go down the right path. You have to go through the currents.
I do not like Atlantica.
It's not good.
I actually prefer the musical Atlantica in 2 because I don't have to
I-
navigate.
You know,
If I'm being completely honest.
I'm with you with that. It's just it's not worth it.
Oh man. How about
man,
the
here's
story and the
thing.
characters? How do you feel as a grown up,
You
as a
know-
jaded adult?
Something about it. I just kind of like how simple and friendshipy the story is. It's really sweet.
The thing with Kingdom Hearts, it's a reverse bell curve where you're
It
a child
is.
and you love it. And then you become an adult, you're like, this is so stupid. This is so childish. And then you become a more jaded adult, but then it's like, oh no, wait, this is just pure and fun. And then it brings you
Yeah.
back.
Dude, I actually teared up and was about to cry because I was explaining the Paopu fruit to Emmy, and I was like, look, like he's carving him feeding her the Paopu fruit, and then later she
And-
sees it and she cries and she carves it back, and I'm like, that's so
And then
romantic.
it takes 10 games, but in 3 they share it, and then he fucking dies. It's so
I know.
good.
Here's the other thing though. Man, the dialogue in Kingdom Hearts 1 is so different than the dialogue, I think, in just about all the other Kingdom Hearts games.
Mhm.
It's a lot more simple. It feels like Sonic Adventure 1 dialogue versus Sonic Adventure 2 dialogue.
That's so funny.
But man, like I started my playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2 and the dialogue is so much more just angsty.
I don't know. I think it's like more much. Hot take: the beginning of KH2 has aged so well. I think that's
Dude.
I think it's borderline a brilliant storytelling segment in a game.
It's an iconic opener to the game. Like when you're a kid, you waited this long for Kingdom Hearts 2 to come out, and you boot it up, and it's like, where the fuck is
And
Sora?
if you didn't play Chain of Memories, you get absolutely fucked, kid.
And I was even talking about that because obviously back in the day, tons of people skipped Chain of
Oh, yeah.
Memories. We are not those people.
And then people went on to skip to 3. So it's like, no matter which of the mainline games you played, half the player base doesn't know what the hell's going on.
I think specifically the one good move that they made going from Chain of Memories to 2, though, is maybe they knew a lot of people were going to skip Chain of Memories. Maybe they didn't. But the fact that Sora forgets everything that happens in Chain of Memories,
Yeah.
I think kind of worked out.
And it's not even like, usually that's lame, but it works because Naminé kept those memories. So like the storyline keeps going with that, but it doesn't interrupt too.
And I'm like, I feel like it probably works for both varieties of players. Like if you played Chain of Memories like you were supposed to, it's awesome because you know everything. And if you didn't, like, yeah, you're going to be shocked at first, but you get drip fed stuff through Sora getting drip fed stuff that he did in the previous game.
I look forward to hearing about 2 because, as you know, I'm a fucking little KH2 slut. I hope you get into like the real late game shit because that's when that combat system really gets juicy.
Now,
it's so good.
Here's where I was really conflicted.
Ooh.
I spent a long time on the difficulty selection menu because in most video games I just go for the hardest difficulty, but man, critical mode is not just harder proud mode. Critical mode seems to be like you have to know the mechanics of the
Bradley,
game,
don't tell me you went with proud.
I don't know if I can do it, man.
Bradley, restart, do critical, trust me,
I am still really close to the beginning.
Here's the thing. Critical starts you with a bunch of abilities.
It does.
That makes you way better. And like critical is like the kill or be killed mode. Enemies die faster, but you also die faster. It's just you can do it. I believe in you. And you're a grown up who can figure out how to use reflect. So you'll be fine.
Yeah,
believe.
That's a big deal. But so I might.
It's not critical level 1. You'll be fine. Critical itself, if I'm being honest, is not that hard. It's fine. You'll be fine.
I played critical and didn't use reflect once.
I'll say
You're
you got to
insane,
do.
though.
You got to do critical, no hit, level 1.
I would never do that, but I love.
If you lose
Bradley,
baton competition,
yeah, you lose the game.
Yeah.
Are you going to do 3 as well? Because you never did 3 critical or the DLC. None of y'all have done the DLC,
That's
and I
the
have
thing.
no one to talk about it with.
Since I'm replaying the series already, I'm like, this is my chance to go back through 3, do it on a harder difficulty, and hit that DLC, which, I mean, maybe in the next year or 2, there will be a new game.
It's not going to be forever till 4, because they already have Unreal 4 engine.
They're not going to do that same gap again.
So it could even come out this year or next year, and that's insane to me, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing it. Don't burn yourself out, but I hope you get to 3. And are you going to skip, like, Birth by Sleep and DDD?
See, that's the thing. I initially, after I beat 1, I booted up Chain of Memories, and I played through the first, like, world and a half. And even though I do love Chain of Memories more than most people, I was like, I just finished replaying Kingdom Hearts 1.
You're going to do all those worlds again.
Like,
yeah.
Even though I'm like one of the biggest apologists for this
you've
game,
also played it.
It's kind of Kingdom Hearts.
You've also played it more than I think the other games. You've played Chain of Memories quite a bit. As I recall.
I've replayed it more than I've played the other Kingdom Hearts games. I've done my time. So I skipped through Chain of Memories, but we watched the like cutscene movie.
Yeah, I think like it has maybe the best writing, which isn't a high bar, but I really like the writing.
So here's what I'm thinking: after 2, skip 358 over 2 days, but watch the cutscenes.
Yes, for sure,
bro.
I think it's a movie on the Final Mix or the big.
Yeah, no,
it is.
like no one. You can't play the DS version. It's just not feasible.
That game was ass, man. The gameplay, I love the story.
The weird thing is, I hear Recoded has really good gameplay, but the story is recoded, so you're not gonna play that.
That's the thing. I went on Reddit to like look through all the different games that come in the bundle, and I actually found a bunch of people on Reddit who are like, if you actually sit down and play through Recoded, it's not as miserable as you think.
I bet a Recoded remaster would have slapped a little bit, but I digress. So BBS and DDD though.
BBS, I'm gonna play.
Okay.
I've only played that game once, and I
Fair.
played it back in high school.
And this is final mix, so it's gonna have critical mode, new spells, and also super bosses that you didn't have back then.
Yes. And now, Dream Drop Distance. I'm telling myself I'm going to replay through it now. We'll see how that goes
I
once I
think
get
if
there.
you get to it, you're going to. I just know how you work a little bit.
Yeah.
What I recommend is do 2 worlds, and if you're not feeling it, skip. Because if you force yourself to do it, you're never gonna get to 3.
Yeah. I have to at least get through the World Ends With You
The
characters.
problem is the DDD story is actually so important for no goddamn reason.
It is. That's the thing.
It's weird. I don't know.
And you know what? I actually did kind of like the little mini game modes with the dream creatures.
It's Chain of Memories again, but with the dream
Yeah.
There's like a little thing you can do in Chain of Memories. I hate the dream creatures. I think the combat's floaty. You're just gonna spam balloon the whole time. But I like the worlds in that game.
yeah.
The world selection is kind of choice.
The worlds are really good, but yeah.
There's that world that is Fantasia themed. That
Yeah.
world's so cool.
It's pretty cool.
The game's weird. I don't know. The music slaps. I like listening to it in the rhythm game.
So Kingdom Hearts might just be a 2023 thing. So we'll see.
That's the move. And finally, we're